Fame can bring headlines, but for a rare few, fame became the foundation of an empire. In 2025, Forbes counted fewer than 24 celebrities whose fortunes reached into the billions, not because of one hit or one paycheck, but because they turned attention into ownership. Today, we're counting down the top 10 richest celebrities on the planet. Real numbers, real moves, and the strategy behind each fortune. Stay till number 1. The top spot will probably surprise you. Magic Johnson's story begins on the court, but his fortune was built at the intersection of brand, franchise, and community. After a Hall of Fame basketball career, he didn't sit back. He invested. Magic parlayed NBA fame into ownership stakes, movie theaters, Starbucks franchises, real estate deals, and strategic investments in sports and entertainment. He became a trusted partner for brands chasing urban markets, and that reliability turned into recurring revenue. Magic's net worth today reflects decades of reinvesting celebrity into businesses that serve communities and consumers. A long game approach that turned scoreboard glory into quiet, steady cash flow. Taylor Swift's rise from teenage songwriter to cultural institution is now a financial case study. Her Eras tour shattered box office records and generated enormous touring revenue. Merch, licensing, and streaming multiply that income. But the pivot that matters most is ownership. When she re-recorded her early albums as Taylor's version, she reclaimed masters and pushed fans to repurchase, turning artistic control into immediate balance sheet value. Add an expanding real estate portfolio and strategic brand deals, and Swift's $1.6 billion net worth is the result of converting fan loyalty into long-term assets. She didn't just make hits, she engineered an income machine that keeps paying for years. Peter Jackson transformed a trilogy of films into a global cultural engine. The Lord of the Rings franchise created streaming, licensing, tourism, and film technology businesses that continue to generate royalty streams. Jackson parlayed creative ownership into equity stakes and production companies that sell services, IP, and experience. From collectible merchandise to theme park interest to licensing for new series and games. For directors, owning the systemic value of a world, not just the film, is what drives real fortune. Jackson's wealth is a reminder that one visionary story, properly protected and monetized, can produce decades of compound income. Kim Kardashian redefined celebrity monetization in the social media era. She turned reality TV attention into brands, Skims, shapewear, SKNN, skincare, fragrances, and strategic licensing, then scaled those products globally with direct-to-consumer distribution. Unlike ad or endorsement money, product businesses scale. Inventory sold around the world equals recurring revenue and valuation. Kim also invests in real estate and uses social influence as a marketing engine that lowers customer acquisition costs. Her $1.7 billion fortune is the result of turning attention into owned companies and predictable cash flows, a modern blueprint for celebrity entrepreneurship. Jay-Z flipped street credibility into institutional capital. Beyond rap success, he built Roc Nation, invested early in tech and rideshare, and owns lucrative beverage brands like Armand de Brignac and Douce. Those businesses, plus art collections, real estate, and stakes in private firms, produce steady cash and appreciate in value. Jay-Z's moves show a pattern. Trade transient fame for equity that compounds. The result is a diversified portfolio that covers music, alcohol, tech, and investments, wealth built from ownership rather than just paychecks. That strategic shift is why Forbes places him among music's richest. Vince McMahon turned pro wrestling into a global entertainment brand. From weekly TV shows to pay-per-view events, merchandising, and licensing, McMahon structured WWE as a media property with recurring revenue, live events, broadcast rights, and consumer products. Strategic mergers and the sale of stakes in the business converted decades of recurring cash flow into a multi-billion payday. McMahon's wealth shows that niche entertainment, when industrialized and distributed globally, becomes a reliable cash machine, and ownership of the whole distribution chain is where the real value hides. Oprah's fortune is the product of trust turned into enterprise. Beginning with a talk show, she built Harpo Productions, launched the OWN network, produced films, and partnered with major platforms for premium content. She monetized influence, the rare asset that drives people to buy, subscribe, and invest based on recommendation. Combined with astute investments in tech and real estate, Oprah's wealth is a lesson. Credibility is a currency. And when you convert that currency into ownership stakes, you build a multi-billion fortune that compounds for decades. Her net worth reflects diversified media ownership and durable audience loyalty. Michael Jordan's business story eclipses his on-court legend. Yes, he made big NBA money, but the majority of MJ's fortune comes from licensing and the Jordan brand under Nike. That line still generates multi-billion-dollar sales worldwide, with royalties and licensing deals flowing to Jordan year after year. He's also made savvy investments in team ownership and other companies. Jordan's case teaches the same lesson. Signature intellectual property, a shoe line, a brand, can produce much larger, longer-lasting revenues than any single salary ever could. His net worth sits in the billions because his brand didn't fade when his playing days ended. George Lucas built one of the most valuable fictional universes in history. He monetized Star Wars through toys, licensing, spin-offs, theme park attractions, and a blockbuster studio sale. Even after selling Lucasfilm to Disney, the catalog of characters, stories, and merchandising agreements continues to deliver revenue streams that outlast any single film release. Lucas's wealth is a masterclass in how owning IP and keeping control of licensing before a sale creates a long tail of royalties and stock value. One universe, properly monetized, turned into a generational fortune. Topping the list is Steven Spielberg, a filmmaker whose back-end deals, production companies, and franchise ownership made him into the richest celebrity on Forbes' 2025 Celebrity Billionaires list. Spielberg's hits, Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, aren't single-year windfalls. He negotiated profit participation, retained valuable rights, and built studios that keep earning on re-releases, home entertainment, streaming, and theme park attractions. When your movies become cultural institutions, the cash keeps flowing. At the top of the celebrity billionaire chart, Spielberg proves the same idea again. Ownership eats one-time pay. His fortune reflects decades of negotiated ownership and recurring back-end income. And those are the 10 richest celebrities in 2025. People who turn fame into ownership. Notice the pattern. The biggest fortunes didn't come from single paychecks. They came from owning IP, brands, and companies that pay out for years. Which story surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you want a deep dive on any single person's playbook, tell me who, and I'll build a full breakdown with sources you can show on screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Stackcred for more real money breakdowns.